My dad skipped my graduation but sent a text that said, "Proud of you." The words lit up my phone screen just as my name was called. Everyone around me cheered for their parents in the stands. I smiled for the camera, waved at my mom, and pretended the empty seat next to her didn't exist. I told myself he was busy, like always, that he had a reason. But deep down, I knew he just didn't want to be there. I stared at that message, 4 simple words, and felt them hollow out inside. I should have been happy, but all I could think was, he couldn't even show up. The truth is, he used to be my hero. When I was little, he'd lift me onto his shoulders and tell me I'd make him proud someday. But as I grew older, those moments turned into missed birthdays, unanswered calls, and broken promises that piled up like old mail. By senior year, I'd stopped expecting him to show up for anything. Mom still held on to hope, though. She saved him a seat at every play, every award ceremony, every milestone. This one hurt her more than me. I saw it in the way her smile trembled as I threw my cap into the air. After the ceremony, families crowded the lawn, snapping photos, laughing, hugging. My mom pulled me close and said, "You did it, baby." I wanted to cry, not from joy, but from the ache of wanting to hear my dad say those words out loud. Instead, I showed her my phone and said, "He texted." She looked at the screen, sighed softly, and said, "Maybe that's the best he can do." I nodded, pretending that was enough. Later that night, I sat alone on the porch with my graduation gown still draped over my chair. The phone buzzed again. Him. "Sorry I couldn't make it. Had some things to deal with." No details, no apology worth keeping, just another excuse dressed in casual words. I typed back, "It's okay," then deleted it. Instead, I wrote, "Thanks for the message," and hit send. I stared at the stars, thinking about all the times I'd waited for him to show up. Every game, every recital, every important day. Me, looking out into the crowd, hoping. That night, I realized something. Being proud of someone isn't about saying, it's about showing up when it matters. My mom had shown up every single time, even when life got hard. She worked double shifts, sewed my gown when I couldn't afford the new one, and clapped louder than anyone else. She never said, "I'm proud of you," in fancy words. She showed it in everything she did. Maybe that's what real love looks like. Quiet, consistent, and present. A week later, my dad called. His voice sounded heavier, older. He said he'd been dealing with health issues, that he didn't want me to see him weak. Part of me softened, but another part screamed that this was just another excuse wrapped in guilt. "You could have still come," I said quietly. There was silence. Then he whispered, "I know." For a moment, I thought he might mean it, but then he changed the topic. Asked about college plans like we hadn't missed years of real conversations. After the call, I cried. Not because I was angry, but because I finally understood something painful. He wasn't going to change. Some people love in fragments, in half efforts, in texts that say, "Proud of you," instead of a hug that says, "I'm here." I stopped waiting for him to become the father I wished for. I started forgiving him. Not for him, but for me, because I didn't want to carry that disappointment into the next chapter of my life. A month later, I framed a photo from graduation. It's just me and Mom, her arms around me, her smile wide and real. I placed it on my desk next to my diploma. Sometimes I still glance at it when that old ache creeps in. The missing seat, the hollow text, the almost love. But I've learned something. You can't force someone to show up for you. You can only choose to show up for yourself. And that's what I did. I graduated, not just from school, but from waiting for his approval.